Welcome everyone to the Copper Wars. It's season 1, episode 12. I'm Phil. I'm a games master. I'm also a bear when I remember. And I'm going to introduce, when I'm not, I'm just going to hand over to everyone else to introduce themselves. And we shall let everyone pick their own order. Go for it, guys.
I'm Ikor von Kirby.
There we go.
There we go. My name's Stuart. I play Ikor von Kirby, a kobold rogue. Last week, he didn't go to death saving like everyone else in the group because he was smart about how he fought giant scorpions.
Yep. That makes sense.
Well, Song of the River thought she was smart summoning some buffalo.
Buffalo.
Buffalo. And I'm Alyce, and I play Song of the River, the Tabaxi Druid, who conjured some animals which she thought may be a distraction, but did not turn out to be so.
Well, it's kind of. Okay.
Worked a little bit.
Yeah. Who's next?
Who's on first?
I might as well. So, hello, I'm Anais. I am a female human bard who is currently on a somewhat of a kamikaze trip and is thoroughly confusing her teammates, who also, unfortunately, was doing death saving throws, but did it with class and dignity, I might add.
Absolutely right. And Carswell's had all this time to prepare his introduction now, so don't let it down. No pressure.
Yeah, I'm Jezza, play Carswell Thorn, human fighter, who last episode took a ride on a scorpion.
Again, I go back
ride?
to the fact, a ride is like, no.
Hey, I was on board, it was moving, it was a ride.
Rodeo.
Yeah.
It was
Let's
a
call it consensual non-consent.
I was saying, he was on top. Does that count as riding? I'm not sure.
The analogy that I used earlier was you took a ride on a scorpion like the lawyer in Jurassic Park took a ride in a T-Rex.
inside the T-Rex.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I've got a question for Anais.
Okay, question away.
You're a bard. What instrument do you play? Question from the crowd.
Question. I tend not to play. I talk more than I play. However, I do have instruments.
She's a bard. She plays the penis.
Oh.
Very well. No, she's a lady.
My point.
Yes.
Equipment.
Yeah. So this is the point of the game where everyone knows their characters so intimately by now. We're in episode 12, so we've had literally a whole day's worth of play to prepare.
Yeah, but we just leveled up, so we have new things.
Yeah, bards
She can
start.
play different things, but she
Bards
doesn't have
start-
any instruments.
Yeah, bards start with instruments. So
She lost it. She sold it for an umbrella.
Yeah, it's a good umbrella.
Can
Okay.
you just do what are they called? Like those really short poems? Like that can be
Haiku.
A limerick.
haikus, yeah.
Yeah.
She also likes dirty limericks, and she has a lute for the record.
Oh my gosh,
Salute.
limericks
There
for
we
your
go.
inspiration.
So, because I know our good friend Jed was asking what instrument the bard plays. We have lute. If you had that in your answer and bingo, you win. She's never played it, but she has one, even though
She's never done bardic inspiration either. But let's just talk about it.
no.
Yeah, she has. She did it to song.
Last week.
Yes, and so much more convenient than carrying around a harpsichord.
I know, right?
I imagine that would be the instrument of a lady.
Oh yeah, good point.
That or a
Although
pheromone.
That's a bit more 18th century, really. So it'd have to be like a pipe organ. Anyway, enough of the jokes about bards and organs. So we left it last week. We had a razzle-dazzle fantastic time playing with some gnolls and some giant scorpions. Everyone had such amazing fun. Everyone learnt some lessons, and you made it back to the Peyote tribe village, who were very happy that you dispatched the bandits that were terrorizing their territory. And yeah, you're back in camp. It's evening time. Unless you specifically tell me you want to do anything, then I shall fast forward the time.
Long rest.
Yeah, that's right. You have a long rest, and you remember you leveled up now, so you're level 6 characters. So some of you might know what you're doing by now.
Ikor would have asked the chief about this key he found on the knoll.
Okay, so I shall play the role of the chief. Hello.
Good sir. We found this, and I produced the key on your bandit friends, as it were. Do you know what it belongs to at all?
Well, we
other than a lock.
Oh, okay. You guessed my answer. We have no use for keys as we have no locks.
Yes, that's what I thought. Thank you anyway.
You're welcome. Okay, so that was that. You all level up. You're all back to your maximum hit points now. I don't know. I see. Those who have played with me before know that this is the kind of time where I say, do you get your full hit points back? You're level 6 now. You guys should know a bit better by now about stuff like this. So what I want you to do is you use your hit dice. You have 6 hit dice you can use, and you can roll those, and that's how many hit points you get back.
Ikbo didn't lose health last game, so he's still in full health.
So, okay, so Ikbo won't complain about the new imposition of this rule.
Not yet.
No.
What is a hit dice? How many?
You will have 6 hit dice. As a bard, you probably get 68, I think.
8.
Yeah.
Okay.
So different classes get different hit dice. So barbarians, for example, roll d12s. Wizards, I think, are d6. So basically, the punier your character, the smaller the dice you roll. And you times that hit dice.
21!
That's right. That's how many hit points you get back.
That's actually a good roll. Oh, average roll.
D8. D8.
Yeah, because Druid's a bit hippie, really, so you don't get that much.
D8. Plus Constitution.
And I just realised I'm making Jezza do math, which is, a bit unfair. You've only got 6 of them matter up,
Roll.
While you're while you're doing this, I should explain that as well as Rosa heading back to town, Wookie has now also done the same. So I'd like to thank Sheena for her part in the story to this point. Again, real life can be a bit of a female dog at times, and so as always with our characters who have disappeared off screen, the door is always open for their character to return. And yeah, so we've gone from well, we're in episode 12, which is the Dirty Dozen, and then we went in terms of numbers of characters to the Magnificent 7, and now we're down to the Famous 4. Well, actually, it's the Famous 5, but there you go.
The insane
we lost-
clown posse.
We lost like 2 or 3 animals as well, which is I think is worse than
Well,
losing.
Beethoven's gone back. The only one we've really kept is Pugsley.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone else, yeah. Oh look, don't worry. If one thing this game has taught me is that there will be other animal NPCs like literally every episode. Okay, Carswell, you've got your hit points.
How many berries did I get from Song? Can anyone recall?
If he was 3.
I think it was 3.
I've got 3 written on top here. 41.
Yeah, that'll do you. That's a couple of good hits with a big.
I think I'm up to 28. I didn't roll very well. That's like half my HP.
35 out of 39, thanks to the 21, so I'm reasonable. I've got maybe a headache.
So rolling hit dice instead of getting all your hit points back makes you a wiser character, in my opinion, or a wiser player anyway. Because if like Song, you've only got half your hit points, you maybe not be so quick to rush in.
Not
Which Ikbo is still scolding her about.
Yes, you've been.
Just taking that on board.
Berated. I mean, at some point, I'm expecting a swift right hook from the tabaxi into the kobold, but we won't role play that. Okay, so it's the next morning. It's early. It's quite cold. The nights are cold out in the desert. You wish to saddle up and wagons roll, as they say.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry.
During a little stopover, Carswell sat down and cleaned his rifle, disassembled and cleaned.
Very well
Because of
done.
the sand.
I shall just scribble out that Carswell's rifle explodes in his face.
I was looking at my notes going, why does it say clean rifle? Oh, hold on a sec.
Yeah.
Oh.
Awesome. Okay. That's a thing that's not going to happen now. So everyone wishes to leave the Payote village and head to Running Horse?
Yes, well, farewell, the chief.
Yep.
And let him know to keep that copper hidden.
With all luck, we will make it this time.
Wait, what copper?
No.
Oh, that's a conversation for the road. So you pack up the wagon. You notice it's a lot more roomy these days, which is great. You can spread out a bit now. And so you go back across country and on back, and then you meet the trail again that you were on previously.
Shall I drive?
I think that's probably a good idea, looking at the options now. And you continue to head south. And running horse is about 4/5 of a day away. That's 80% Jezza. And unless anyone really wants to get into a battle, the day passes fairly quietly. So everyone else is in the back of the covered wagon, I presume? Yep. Song, you can roll me this.
Pugsley flying above us to keep
okay.
yes.
All right. Wow. No, for a druid, you're quite happy to exploit the wildlife. Just saying.
Oh, he likes flying.
Well, hold on.
Bird.
Birds don't necessarily like flying. It's like saying, well, they're a human. They enjoy walking. It's how they move. So.
Okay. Every now and then he will fly up and then come back down, perch, and have some snacks.
Well, that's all right. We don't want his wing muscles wasting away, do we? So, Song, you can roll me perception, please. Perception.
That is a 19.
Okay. You notice to the west, which is to your right, you see tracks. What you see is probably about 300 or 400 yards away, kind of like there's like lots of horse tracks, and there's some like footmarks, and you also see some tracks which you've never seen before. They are huge. They are like large indentations into the ground.
I would assume this is what the chief told me about. The big.
Remind me what the chief told you about.
He said passing through were some a giant metal like beast. He said came through the area.
Possibly.
We've never seen anything like it.
Did you want to kind of park up or get closer to the trail?
I'm just thinking in my head, Ikbo, bigger picture. Ikbo, bigger picture. And so they're pretty far away, and they're heading west, or they're west.
It's about 900 feet away, so they're not vast distances. And they're heading. No, they're to the west view, but they run north south.
Oh.
But at this range, you can't tell which direction they're going.
Okay, this is relevant to bigger picture. I'll just like knock on the wagon and be like, guys?
Are we there?
No, not quite, but there might be something that may disrupt our travel there.
What is it?
I'll point over. I'll stop the wagon for a minute. Yeah. I'll point over in the distance at the tracks that are leading, I guess, parallel to us then, if they're going north-south?
Correct.
Yes.
I'm going to lift up the flap, stick my head out, observe the tracks and go, nope, somebody else can do it this time. Shut the flap and go back in the car.
Bigger picture. Okay.
We're talking train tracks?
Okay. Oh, by the way, the chief told me that I think it was the Edisonians have been through here with a big metal contraption, which I'm assuming are those massive indentations in the ground. So
the good Edisonians or the bad Edisonians?
The bad ones, by the sounds of it.
Potentially problematic.
Yeah.
Keep your eye out. Go to location. Ikbo, go back to have nap.
Cool. Have fun. Good sleep. All right. And I'll keep going and just kind of keep an eye on if those tracks are diverging off or coming closer to kind of our general direction.
So yeah, Carswell, what are you saying?
Sorry, so is there room up front for two people?
Come sit next to me.
Oh, I will move up and...
You won't have to worry about Pugsley because Song will have him flying all day, basically.
No, I give him snacks. He comes back to perch when he wants.
And Song's going to get Carswell to just run alongside the horse.
Yes, you like walking. Get down.
He loves it. You're a human. You have legs. You love running. So, yeah. So Carswell, you can sit up front. It's a lovely view. It's a nice day. It's sunny. It's starting to get pretty warm. It's kind of midday-ish.
Well, Pugsley can stop flying for that part. Too hot. He can have a rest in the covered wagon.
Yeah, he's eternally grateful for you allowing him to not fly. The tracks to the west don't seem to be really diverging or converging. So they continue to run parallel in the direction one way or the other. As I say, they're running parallel, but you don't know which way they're going. So
Yeah. Just keep
Okay.
on keeping on.
sure. So by late afternoon, the town of Running Horse is on the horizon.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
If I'm driving, are they able to have short rest and recover more hit points?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah. Yeah,
Just
that's a
saying,
good way to get
guys.
in this. Oh no, they can't because they've used their hit dice.
Oh, is it only?
Oh
it-
no. That's fine. No, they can do that, but they have to use hit dice.
And we haven't rolled luck.
Oh yeah. Okay. So everyone roll your luck.
Is that again D6, I think?
D12 plus 6, was it?
D12.
12 plus 6 for you, except for.
Oh, 1! Oh,
Who did that?
so 7.
No, you get D12 plus 1, isn't it?
I thought it was
you rolled a
D12 plus
1.
6.
Oh,
Yeah, I rolled a 1.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's awful.
yeah.
Oh, that's okay. I rolled an 11, so I got 23.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting to use it anyway. So.
Roll D12. I don't know how that happened. I think I
four-
got 18.
What?
What?
I
I
got
rolled a
18.
12. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that evens.
I'm looking at it going, wait, that doesn't look right. No, it's right.
Okay, so you rolled your luck. If you want to top up your hit dice, you can use your hit dice for your hit points through a short rest. Obviously, you won't get your hit points back until you take the next long rest. If that makes sense.
Hit dice back, not your hit points.
Yes.
I'll be 1 sec.
And I won't get a short rest because I'm driving.
Yeah, although I'm pretty sure that the actual definition of a short rest is just doing something relaxing. Even reading a book, or it can be a short rest. So as long as the horses aren't giving you any particular bother, even just ambling along in a horse and cart can be short rest worthy. I'll let you do it if you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll expend 3, I reckon.
See what you'll roll this 3 1.
Shush.
So, Anais, do you have enough weapons now?
Yeah, I think I do. Well, mostly long distance, which is nice.
You sure you don't want to get back into the thick of things? You did so well with your sword.
Anais picks up her umbrella and smacks Ikbo on the back of the head. All attempts to smack Ikbo on the back of the head.
If you wish to, you can try.
I wish to.
With what? What are you smacking him on the back of the head with?
My umbrella, which happens to also be a sword, so it's the weight. It's not
Okay.
cutting, it's just I want to thunk him.
Sure, you can roll an attack roll.
Okay.
And obviously, you can roll to dodge if you wish.
15. Oh, hang on, plus
Plus
17.
17. Do you wish to try and dodge that?
No, I'll just take it.
You can.
Take it like a man.
You can roll a
Right,
d4.
crippled.
Tell you what, Anais, you can, you can roll a d4 minus 1.
Okay. 1d4 minus 1.
It'll be 0.
2.
2. You take 2 whole hit points of damage as Anais clouts you on the back of the head for being so impertinent and goading her. Yeah. You took 1 for the team.
Yeah, well, at least now that she hits things, we might be able to do better in fighting.
Yeah. I feel at this point Gregor would probably chastise Anais for focusing her energies on attacking party members. And I hope she sees.
And Anais would look at Gregor and growl in a surprisingly growly way.
Anais would growl at Gregor.
Yeah, she's a lady. It looks ridiculous. She's doing it deliberately.
Okay. He shrugs and says, "Well, if you try that again, I'll just break your umbrella."
What's going on back there?
Hugs it protectively. You wouldn't.
Don't make me turn this thing around.
Yeah. You two stop fighting or you get out and walk.
You started it. Okay. So so you see Running Horse on the horizon. It's not that far away, really. The tracks have maintained their distance from you and appear to be heading either to or from Running Horse. As you draw closer, hold on, so west, so the sun would be to your right hand side. You see, I mean, you know, the size of Running Horse makes Jamestown seem really big. It's a pretty small place. And outside the town, on the south side of the town, there appears to be a stockade, a fort. And you can even see at this distance, in the center of the stockade is something very tall and very big looking, which you may not have seen before.
Can we see the cemetery?
No, you're not in town yet. You're still,
right,
still
fair
good.
distance.
So something big and tall, we can say, we able to interpret what we see?
Roll me perception.
Yeah, I'm going to do that too.
Is that where the tracks lead?
Are you all at the front having a look?
I'd say
object is a good idea.
Okay.
I'd say at this point we'd sort of let everyone know that we're in sight of town.
Nearly there.
17.
I say that, I could just imagine Ikbo's been like, are we there yet?
20
20 for Carswell, 17 for Anais?
21.
Oh, okay, 21. So what you can see is, from this distance, it's a lot taller than the stockade walls. You would estimate the height to be somewhere between 60 and 100 feet tall. It appears to be on 3 legs, and there is a large object on the top of it. It appears to be metallic. There's smoke coming out of small chimneys at the side, and there is some element of glass involved as well, because you can see the sun reflecting off certain surfaces.
So like Wild Wild West, but with less legs.
I was so thinking that when you said like it was Hookers, I was like, I've seen this movie. It's definitely a spider.
Yeah.
No. It's got a lot less legs.
This is like a lookout tower.
It doesn't look far off that. It's just a very tall one.
Okay. So in other words, they know we're here.
Well, I don't know.
It's somebody. They know someone is coming.
If you wish to think that, yeah. I can neither confirm nor deny that. Does that change your approach to the town at all?
I'm going to look at the group and say, if we're questioned or if we're asked, do we tell the truth or do we want to come up with a story?
Paying respects at the cemetery, right?
Yes.
Because a tabaxi, 2 humans, and a kobold are going to pay respects to the same individual at a cemetery that we are not from.
Hey, and Gregor says, hey, it's 1898. It's a diverse society. We can all have the same fun.
And he was a scholar, I believe. So maybe we learnt stuff from him. I don't know how your scholars work, but...
I don't know. Does anyone record who you're meant to be looking for the grave for?
Thomas, somebody. I do not have my notes in front of me.
You do better.
James Henry McCoy.
Oh, where did I get Thomas from?
I was thinking... I'm sure
You're thinking of the famous train engine.
Ah, yes. How could I be so...
That was the locomotive we rode.
That was another episode.
That sentient steam locomotive that the DM's now writing down.
No.
chaotic evil. Yes, so James Henry McCoy? That's right. So you've come up with that's your cover story, I presume.
We'll just go that way.
Let's go with it. I'll talk us out of it if we get completely stuffed.
Well done, Anais.
I'm hired.
You're high as what?
Oh, I'm trying to think the words.
Nobody
Hired muscle.
Be my companion.
Caravan escort.
Gregor looks at you up and down and says, "But where is muscle?"
Hey, I rolled a good number previously.
For the muscle.
Gregor, did you not see him flex the other day? Very impressive.
Yeah, I want to see him flex again. Flex again.
No.
Oh,
Performance.
Anais just quietly fans herself.
maybe Gregor flex, and he's got big bear muscle. I think you're like, yes.
Cats, dear, cats, not bears.
Oh, racist talk. Okay.
No, it's history, shall we say?
Okay, so you continue to wagon roll in. Okay.
Yeah, the horses need to be, or the horse needs to be fed and watered because it's just been walking through a desert. So.
Okay, so as you there's a tourist bay just before you enter the town. I've prepared one earlier. I shall read out what there is in town. If somebody wants to make notes or not. So there's 10 things to make a note of. There's the saloon hotel called the Burning Orb.
The Burning what, sorry?
The Burning Orb.
I totally thought you said orc. I was like,
Yeah, me
whoa,
too. I was like,
Jesus.
rude.
The Burning Orb, or the Turning Orc, or the Churning
Orc.
Lord.
Turning Orb. So, and then there's the Sheriff's Office and Town Jail. There's an apothecary shop.
Ooh.
There's a magic shop. There's an All Faith Temple, conveniently. There's a blacksmith stroke armorer or gunsmith. There's a cemetery. There's the garrison called Fort Giles. There's a bookstore. And then there's a place called the Wizard's Shack. As in a kind of a hut, not the wizard's called Jack. I just want to make that clear. It's the Wizard's Shack, not a French Jack. I am the Wizard's Shack. Oh.
Is there literally only like 10 buildings in this place?
No. I'm just working on the assumption that you're not going to go into everyone's house as well.
No, he said it was really small, so I'm assuming there's only like a couple of houses.
I was about to say that housing-wise, are we talking like suburbs? Are we talking about sprawling or just houses here and there, plots?
Farmyards.
We're talking about like your average spaghetti western movie. So like wood construction, one main street, and a garrison. It's a garrison town. There's a fort at the south end. And the tavern's fairly central, and so is the sheriff everywhere. Everyone else is widely spaced out for within 100 feet or so.
Is there stables somewhere?
Yep. There'd be a somewhere stable.
Yeah.
It'd be behind the saloon normally, wouldn't it? They
Yeah,
usually
that's
attach
what's
the inns.
If you pay less money, there's somewhere unstable.
I'll park up the near the saloon.
Sure.
Unhitch the horse.
A young spotty teen and adolescent comes out and takes the reins of your horse, and says, we'll obviously water and feed him.
Thank you. Yeah. So I hand him a mark. I'll hand him a mark.
A mark? Wow, you're incredibly generous with your very small piece of money. Thank you. Somebody doesn't know the value of money, clearly.
I don't know.
That's okay. So you disembark the wagon, and you're now in the centre of town. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
I'm going to suggest potentially finding accommodation. We don't know how long we're going to be here for, and Anais strongly suspects we won't be finding what we're looking for, and I suggest we find rooms.
Why would we not find what we're looking for?
Where's he going to go? He's dead.
Hotel rooms.
Okay. I guess the saloon would have those. So let's head in.
Okay, so you walk into the Burning Orb saloon. It's there's a nice polished wooden bar. It's not the most fancy place you've ever seen, but it's not the most rundown either. It's kind of mid-range.
Is someone playing the piano?
Yes, absolutely. You're playing a plinky plonky little tune, and you could probably dance to if you wished. There's a few locals in there, and you also see a few uniforms of grey at the
All
bar.
I'm thinking is the Thomas Tank Engine theme now.
Yep, it's exactly that. I'll let you find that on Spotify and play it along as you listen to this video for copyright reasons. Stop singing. But it's exactly that tune, just over and over and over again. So yeah, that's what it looks like inside.
Anais is going to make her way to the bar to speak to the barman about acquiring rooms.
Yep, sure. There's who you presume is a half elf. He's kind of your kind of height, kind of a wispy moustache, slick back hair, and a nice stripy vest. And he says, well, it's town's quite busy at the moment. We've got one room though, if that will do you, if you want to book the one room out.
How many beds are in the room?
Well, there's one. It's a room.
How many more can we get in the room?
I don't know. Did you bring your own beds?
Got some bed rolls.
Yeah, I got bedroll.
One room will be fine, and I put money down on the counter for that one room.
Well, that's okay. So you've paid for the one room, but obviously, if you're going to have multiple occupancy, you can pay me some more money because generally we rent a room out for somebody to sleep in it.
I will look at the others with a raised eyebrow and be like, all right, well, if you're joining me, you can pay your fee.
What's
How about you pay our fee and you get the bed?
I've already paid for the room and the bed.
And
What's
lots of fight breaks out amongst the same party.
Anais, what's the cost of the room?
What is the cost of the room?
25 marks.
Thank you, 25 marks. What is the per head additional cost of the room?
Any
There's
kind of
no
thing.
other beds.
He says, that'd be 25 marks per head.
I'm going to sleep in the wagon.
Yeah. And then she's going to put her raise her eyebrow and say, sir, for the 25 marks for the room, that comes to the bed. So I would need 3 more beds per head to go with that price.
No. The 25 marks is for the price of the room with the bed. Multiple occupancy, which is generally not, it's a bit frowned upon. You obviously have to pay a greater price, which is 25 marks per person. Extra.
That is outrageous, sir. Surely you realise that.
Well, if you don't like it, you can go to the other hotel in town.
I'm going to bed. You guys can do what you want.
He takes your 25 marks and just puts it in the cash register.
Sounded 25 marks.
She'll quietly be like to Igbo and the others, be like, you can sneak in later on if we have to.
Does he put the key on the counter
What key?
for the room?
There's no key.
Sure.
You just go up to the room. It's not locked.
So you can't lock this room?
Well, you haven't been to the room, so you wouldn't know.
Well, if there's no key, I'm assuming it can't be
Like
locked.
a toilet stall, just
Basically, Igbo wants to
latch
try
on
and
inside,
steal the key
yeah.
off the counter, but that's not happening apparently.
No, there's no key on the counter. But you, Anais, you head up to the room.
Ikor does.
Yes, she does.
at the here of 25 marks for a room, Songy's going to go and find the stable boy and give him 5 marks.
He's much more entirely satisfied with that. Nice when you get into the room, the door is obviously unlocked, but what you notice is when you look on the inside part of the door, there's like a wooden block that you just turn around.
Totally. Yeah. All right.
It's quite primitive, but it's cheap. So.
All right. It means that she's not going to like leave anything in the room until it's basically time to go to bed, and then she'll probably move something in front of the door. But it's not bedtime yet. She's good. She's like, okay, she's taking stock. That's enough for now.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
And goes back downstairs.
Okay.
I'm going to take the backpack with the suit in it from the wagon.
Okay.
And head back inside.
Gregor's nominated. He will sleep in the wagon. That's fine for him. So good luck anyone else fitting in there to sleep.
Yes.
That's easy.
For you, yeah, it is.
Yeah, and I'll go back inside. I kind of lug the backpack on my shoulder, and is Anais back down with Ikbo and Carswell, or did you? Yeah. Shall we?
May as well.
Get this over and done with.
And we'll head to the cemetery.
I'd like to point out this. I probably should. Like, I know it's not really relevant, but for the amount of stupid stuff we do, I probably should. I am not wearing a dress. Okay, moving on.
It is exactly that kind of video. Yeah.
It is.
Carswell, you're inquiring.
I was just going to say, do we know what the cemetery is? Should we ask first?
Or did we pass it on the way in?
You'd see it. It's not a big town. It's on the eastern side at the south. So kind of diagonally opposite. No, it's opposite the garrison, the fort. Yeah. So you walk down there?
Yeah,
Yes.
come.
Okay,
Gregor's
you walk
coming
down
too.
there. You walk to the end of the street. It's basically compacted mud street. It's nothing fancy, and there's like they've made an effort of kind of like putting a cemetery gate in, and a small piece of picket fence on either side, but the rest of it's not fenced. So it's it's a fancy gate though for a town like Running Horse. And you just see a collection of headstones of various descriptions. Some are made of wood and a bit manky looking. Some are made of rough hewn rock. And yeah, it just kind of looks all a bit like that, really.
Keep an eye out for. Was it a tomb that we were looking for, or is
We were
it
told it was a mausoleum.
That's
Yeah.
right, yeah.
I
So
don't
I'm
imagine
assuming
there'd
that
be
would stand
many.
out.
Yeah.
How many
If it was there-
mausoleums can we
If
see?
it was there, it would stand out, yeah.
So it's not in the cemetery.
Well, you can't see a mausoleum. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
There's only about 20 graves in the cemetery.
And none of them read James McCoy.
If you wanted to spend the time having a look at each one, then you'll find out that none of them are marked that.
Ikbo
Well-
does.
Well, we're going to find a mausoleum. So you're saying we can't see a mausoleum at the present. So how big is the cemetery? Is it big enough that we can't see a mausoleum at this present?
No, you can see from one side to the other quite easily.
But we can't see a mausoleum.
No, so there's about 20 graves there. So that would be like 4 rows of 5. So well, we have an expert in Stuart here.
Yeah,
four
that's
rows
basically
of
how
5
it works.
graves. That's not a great distance. That's like less than 50 feet, I would imagine. So
Is
Yeah.
this cemetery near the church?
no, the All Faith Temple is more central in the town.
Could we be looking at a mausoleum underground?
Ikbo just walks off and goes back to town. Towards the inn.
Okay. Yeah, Gregor shrugs and kind of follows Ikbo fairly closely behind.
Where to next, Ikbo? Where are you off to?
I don't say anything, I just keep walking.
Mm. Anais, is this what you meant by he's not going to be here?
Yes, sure. That's exactly what I meant.
Can I cut? I don't know if this would count.
This is where you use mold earth and just exhume all the bodies.
Yes. No. So
One
I
at a time.
don't know if a mausoleum would count as an object, though.
I'm going to look at Song and say, what are the chances of you bringing me one of those bodies? Bring me one of the bodies.
What do you need with a body?
A fresh one, preferably. Actually, no. At least a year.
Carswell just looks at Anais and
What?
frowns and doesn't say anything.
Bringeth up a body, please.
What for? I'm
So
not
that
going
we
to
might
death.
ask the questions upon whether there has been a recent occupant of the variety that we have been searching for.
You can do that.
Oh,
Wouldn't it be better to
It
ask
may not go according to plan,
a
but we
live
can try.
person?
We can do
First, I'm going to try and locate object. I don't know if a mausoleum counts as an object because it just
Well,
says.
my interpretation is mausoleum is more of a building.
Yeah. Okay.
Objects
Okay.
inside
Don't
it,
worry about
so-
it then.
Maybe the door handle. Locate the mausoleum door.
Locate
What-
the name inscribed.
the name plaque.
The name plaque
Have you seen
of
it before?
James Henry McAvoy.
Have you seen the name plaque before?
No.
Then you can't locate it 'cause you haven't
No.
seen it. A valiant attempt, though, I have to say.
I'm pretty keen on this whole mold, earth, and bodies rising thing.
Couldn't we
Song
just
does have
ask-
a point. Maybe we should ask a live one first, and if that
Yeah.
fails.
If we go the mold earth option, it'd be like a very giant version of like whack-a-mole, just kind of popping up each
Awesome.
time. And then quickly before they fall back down in the hole, you say, "Are you James McCoy?"
The temple may know. That's the only thing I can think of. Well, the sheriff, or the people at the temple.
Well, there's a whole town there for you to explore. Just saying.
Well.
Temple
And we'll
might be
just
the
follow
best bet.
Ikbo.
Temple might be best bet, and surely someone has records of who's buried in Zip Town.
Well, it is an all-faith temple, so surely this James McCoy would have had maybe faith and visited the temple. He was a scholar, though, so that might not be the case. But we can try. And Anais can ask somebody living first. And then last resort, exhume a body.
All right. Well, then, how far from where we are to the temple?
The temple, it would literally be like a 3-minute walk, and that's assuming you do a 3-minute mosey down the main street. It's very close.
Are there many people milling about, or?
There's a few people, but again, you do notice there's a few soldiers. I wouldn't say they're milling about, but they are present. So.
Are they in the grey or the blue?
They're in the grey.
The grey.
What was the bad ones? The blue?
The blue.
Okay.
No.
No? Opposite way?
Yeah.
Oh, this makes Song very uncomfortable.
Yeah, so Song, from your previous experience, you know the blue ones are generally the ones you're used to, and the grey ones were the ones that did the dirties.
Oh, okay. So
grey is bad.
So maybe we should avoid asking too many people questions. Let's just directly go to the temple.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. So you walk. So presumably Ikbo is not going with them because you've walked off.
Yep.
Okay. So therefore, that's good because Gregor's not there either. That's one less thing I have to worry about. You get to the All Faith Temple, and there's a few notices, all the same notice, but in a different language, basically saying, "Welcome to the Running Horse All Faith Temple. All faiths are accepted here. Please feel free to use the facilities and pray to your gods or goddesses. Please do not spit on the floor."
Or if you happen to worship the spider girls, no sacrifices.
That maybe for next time, yeah.
Yeah.
Is anybody in the temple? Is there a priest, or is this just like a facility for people?
It's a self-serve, basically.
Is there a registry of anything relating to the cemetery?
That would be really convenient, wouldn't it? No. No, there's no. There are a few. You see generic copies of a few holy texts for different religions, but they're all chained to the wall.
Are we still in the hallway, or are we going? Have we gone in?
It's not a hallway. So if you imagine like a small wooden chapel, basically it's fairly open plan. So the notices were on the outside, nailed to the wall. And inside there's a few seats, there's the chained holy texts, and there's principally like an altar at the front, which is just a plain wooden table, and you see different, I suppose, different religious objects on it, kind of very generic looking, covering all bases for major religions.
Okay, guess that was a bust. Shall we perhaps ask a reliable local in maybe the sheriff?
Or what about the saloon owner?
How long was Mr. McCoy dead for? We found that out. It was like I think it's over a year at least.
I believe so.
Okay. So yeah, it's not too far gone. So people in town should know him if he lived here. I'm assuming he lived here since he died here or is buried here. But he's not in the cemetery. So maybe not.
Yeah.
Can we just do this on anybody? Does it have to be James McCoy?
I get the feeling that Professor, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Wants to speak to this individual.
I just wanted to see if the suit worked.
Well, didn't he say he knew the person?
Colleague or something.
Yep.
Oh, is the apothecary nearby?
Yeah, sure. It's literally just opposite the All Faith Temple for convenience sake.
Yeah, well, on the way out of the Old Faith, I'm going to go into the apothecary.
Yeah, okay. It's still open. I was very tempted to say it's closed now because it's off, but it's still open. You walk through. It's a wooden door with glass at the front, and a small bell tinkles as you enter.
I am
Please
looking for health potions.
So you walk inside the apothecary. It smells like an apothecary. So pretty.
Very strong incense.
Yeah. There's a lot of incense. There's a lot of smells of vaguely eggy and cabbagey smells. But there's lots of different bottles and lots of different herbs hanging up and various apothecary things. There's like scales, like brass scales and things. And behind the counter is an elf. He's fairly tall, long hazel brown hair. Obviously elven ears and features, and he wears like a white leather apron, and he has those fantastic cuff guards, to protect his fresh shirt. He wears a shirt and tie.
I love the look here. It's fabulous.
I just dream of being able to afford clothing like that myself, so that's why I created RPG for him. And he turns around and says, "Oh, good day, sister. How are you?"
Good day. I am well, and you? I am trying to work on formalities.
Oh, but let me introduce myself. My name is DeLorean Henry, and I am at your service.
That's DeLorean Henry, did you say?
Henry.
Henry.
H-E-M-R-Y.
Henry.
Mm.
I am Song of the River, and I am after some healing potions, if you have
Healing
any.
potions? Yes, we have some healing potions. Which sort would you like?
How much money do I have? How much are they each worth?
Well, let's say, for the sake of argument, that the standard healing potion is 50 marks.
Might go for a grey standard, then no, just standard. I'll go for two standard.
Two standard, that would be 100 marks. Would you like them wrapped?
Oh no, that's okay. And I've kind of got my bag there, and I'll hand over the 500.
And you take out two small bottles that are nicely stoppered with corks and waxed over the top, and you size them across. There we go. That will be 100 marks, please.
There you go. Thank you very much. DeLorean, was it, Mr. Henry?
Well, you can call me DeLorean. That's fine.
DeLorean. Would you happen to have known somebody in the town, the late James McCoy?
No, I can't say I recognise the name.
It's all right. Thought I'd give it a shot. Thanks for the potions.
Well, thank you
Have a
for your
good day.
custom. Thank you, and you have a good day too.
And I'll go back out and join Anais and Carswell with my potions.
Sure. Before you three do anything, I'm going to go back to Ikor. You're now back in the saloon.
Yes.
And Gregor is with you. And he says, "Oh, what would you like? Maybe we drink. You look like you drink."
I was going to ask for the local beverage, see if that's any nice.
So the local beverage is a beer.
Yep.
They brew it themselves at the saloon. It's passable.
Yep. So I was going to ask for that, and then I was going to ask the bartender about if there was a mausoleum in town.
And so it's the same. Excuse me. It's the same barkeep as before. He says a mausoleum. So what's that then?
It's like a grand cemetery, a very fancy building for the late dead.
The late. Okay. Well, no, I don't think we've got anything so fancy. There is a cemetery at the top of town, or the bottom of town, depending on which way you're looking. If you want to have a look in there, I'm not sure there's anything that matches that description, but there are certainly dead people there.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And he slides two beers over. Excuse me. And what do you wish to do? Where do you wish to take your beers?
Just to a table nearby.
Yep. So there's a few spare tables, and you take a seat one there.
Yep.
You see, there's a table specifically where there's 4 soldiers in grey suits. You also see a couple of other grey suits and also some blue suits as well. It seems quite popular with the soldiers, the tavern. Presumably, it's the only saloon in town.
Yep.
So that's what
I'm feeling lost without my notes, so I'm just going to go find them.
I would like to sit at a table within earshot of the 4 guards in grey suits.
Sure. Yep. You can have the next table.
Yep.
As you and Gregor sit down, they briefly stop talking and look at you. It's a fairly ambivalent look, if nothing else. They kind of look you up and down, and then they go back to their drinks and talking and playing cards. And
I sort of just do a polite nod to them and then just take my seat at the table and start a conversation with Gregor about the town.
Sure. You notice that the soldiers do not nod back. They don't acknowledge you, really. They seem a bit chilled. Well, not chilled, chilly, cold. Yeah. So Gregor speaks to you and says, "Oh, this is a very small town. Yes, it reminds me of home."
Yes, you haven't said much about your home.
Well, what would you like to know?
Oh, tell me about your town, your family.
Oh, okay. Well, I was born to a fishing family. My father had fishing boat, and I was being raised to be fisherman. But the change in Rusland came, and my mother and father, they had to go work for government, not fishing. And so, as that happened, I was sent away to keep me safe. So
that's fair enough.
I don't talk much because it is obviously, as you can maybe imagine, difficult story.
Yes, I understand.
That is okay. So he takes a long drink.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll come back to us two. Meanwhile, with the Mystery Machine Gang.
It's just Henry McCoy, by the way, not James Henry McCoy.
Okay.
Sorry, every time you say that, I'm picturing someone in a Star Trek outfit. I can't.
Me too. Don't worry, me too.
The song.
I'm dead. Damn it, Jim.
I'm going to turn the song and ask her what information she found out and saw.
I got these, and I brandished the potions and then put them in my bag. But otherwise, the owner does not know anything.
No mausoleums?
No mausoleum. No McCoy that he knows of.
I think he's in space. Maybe we should look at talking to the sheriff.
Yeah, sounds good. Oh gosh, I'm blurry.
Okay.
Oh,
I'll come back, don't I?
Yes.
We can go to the sheriff.
I wouldn't. I like I said, I think we should keep it low key, but I think there's no other person we really could speak to.
Yep, you can do that. It's
Anais coming too.
It's a stone's throw away.
Anais is still with us, isn't she?
Anais, do you agree?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Crack.
So you walk. It's kind of opposite the saloon. You walk in and you see there's a desk with a figure seated behind it, and then there's like there's 2 jail cells with the iron bars, and there's a couple of people. There's a person in each of the cells, kind of looking fairly miserable. And you look up. Well, you don't look up. The guy seated at the desk looks up. Wearing a sheriff's badge. He's human. He says, and he looks at one of you in turn and says, "Can I help you?"
I'm going to just sort of quietly just push Song forward, like, you've got the lead on this one.
We are trying to. I don't know if I'd try a different tact. No, it's sheriff. I'll just. We had heard that our dear friend Henry McCoy was laid to rest in your fine town, and he does not appear to be at this cemetery. Do you know anything? about this?
Are you reporting a crime that somebody's stolen a body, or?
No, we're just being a sheriff, you're a go-to person in the town. They know things.
Yeah. Well, I'm not aware of the person that you're speaking of. Did he pass recently, or?
I'm going to step forward.
Mm-hmm.
We were advised that our friend could be possibly buried in a mausoleum, but as of yet we have not located it. Are you aware of any other areas that the deceased are buried in or around this town?
No, unless you mean the big plot of mausoleums just out the back here. Is that what you mean? The mausoleum park where all the kids play?
Yes, I do believe that's what we're looking for. It seems odd that no one else in town was aware of the mausoleum, though.
That's okay. I'm just joshing with you. There's not really a mausoleum park. That would be that would be insane. This is a small and humble town. We don't have any folks here that can afford a mausoleum.
You've never heard of Henry McCoy?
Not to my recollection.
We must have been mistaken then.
Yeah, maybe.
Good day.
Yeah. Well, thanks for dropping in.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Bye.
Bye. This is what. Are we going to just stand here and say goodbye, or are you going to leave?
I already walked out.
I'm going to walk outside.
All right, cool. That's less awkward.
Anais is going to wink on her way out and then go. Never know when it might be useful.
What, you're flirting with the sheriff?
Yeah, why not?
Sure, why not? He's up for it. Okay, so you find yourself in the middle of town again. It's now 5 o'clock, maybe 5:30. Sun's low in the skies. There's a chill in the air.
We'll call it a day, huh? Head back to the saloon for some food.
Sure.
I'm a bit peckish.
Yep. So you head back to the saloon. It's busier in there than when you were in there previously. People are coming in for their sundowners and for the food and just for a yeehaw good old time. So you see Ikbo and Gregor sitting at the table. You see soldiers of both hues drinking, talking, smoking, playing cards, being rowdy. And you see some other locals as well, just kind of mingling. Yeah.
I guess we'd join. This is where Gregor and Ikbo are, yeah.
Yep.
Given the general rowdiness, I'm going to put my hand on Carswell's hand and be like, "Hello, husband," which is a hint that I need him not to give us away.
And I just look at Anais and give her a strange look and say, "Yes, dear."
So as you're walking to the table with Ikbo and Gregor, as you're walking past, a hand reaches out and squeezes Anais's butt.
No, you didn't.
And I should stress at this point, it wasn't Carswell.
It was soft.
As
No.
at this awkward moment when somebody tries to squeeze Anais's butt and Carswell actually touches his hand at the same time.
Did I?
Okay, should I do what Kirra would do or what Anais would do?
I would suggest what Anais would do in this particular game.
She's holding a sword. Technically, it's the same thing right now. No, all right. I'm going to look over my shoulder and see who it is that has one's hand on one's derriere.
It's one of the soldiers, tall human, probably 6'2", quite stocky looking.
What colour soldier?
What colour soldier?
Right.
What colour uniform?
Oh, okay. He's wearing a grey uniform, yeah. He's got bright ginger hair, unfashionably long sideburns, and freckles, blue eyes. Smells a bit beery. He winks, says, "All right, darling."
I'm going to lift an eyebrow and keep walking. It's too many people.
He looks at Carswell because you're holding hands, aren't you?
I've got my
arms linked.
my arm. You
Linked
know, like when
arms.
they do that whole arm linking thing. I've got my hand on his elbow.
Yep. He then, as you kind of look or turn the other way, he looks at Carswell and he says, "Bit of a right, isn't she? Hey? Hey?"
I'm just going
My
to.
breath's just going to be like, you've got no idea.
I'm just going to give him a look and then turn away.
What sort of look do you give him?
We'll just
A polite one.
Wink. Just wink at him.
You blow him a kiss.
yeah, screw it. We don't want to cause trouble, so I'm just going to wink at him and I'm going to turn
Oh,
away.
thank God.
You then, as you turn around, you then feel a hand on your shoulder that doesn't move, and he kind of brings you around.
He wants
you
to
just-
share.
Seriously, did you just wink at me? What the hell's wrong with you?
It's a camaraderie thing, sir.
I'm just
Oh, no,
going
I
to
didn't
tell.
say that.
I'm just going to.
You notice a few of the other soldiers put down their drinks and are paying attention to what's happening.
Anais is going to look the gentleman in the eye and say, "Good sir, my husband and I are passing through, and I was wondering if you could recommend a drink, the best drink of the house."
And he says, "You had your chance. Sit down, bitch. I'm talking to this bloke now."
Anais is going to surprise attack the motherfucker with, the language, surprise him with the umbrella. Cut that out.
Yeah. For any children watching, you shouldn't be. Not right now.
It was a bad word.
That was a
Yeah,
bad
well-
word, and we do not condone its use.
But then again, like Phil said bitch, and earlier he
Well-
referred to it as female dog. So
Also, that was unsolicited touching, so I feel like the tones of this one are a little...
Okay. Okay, you can get a surprise attack then.
Okay. Am I rolling just the usual attack?
Yeah, go for it.
Bring out the dice.
That was close. And that is what? So that's, hang on, where's my... So 16 plus 18.
Yep, that's a hit. So how much damage? Are you hitting him
Let's
with the-
use the umbrella as the umbrella, not the sword.
All right. So do me some damage then.
That's the D4, I think you said.
Yeah, I mean, you can do just a straight D4 for this one because you're obviously really trying to hurt him, or at least not probably more than Ikbo, let's say.
Yeah, it's a love tap.
It would be funny if it was less damage.
1d4. Why is that?
This is why I like to use dice because it's fairly easy to use. Just saying. Yeah, look,
Three.
I've got a D4 here as well.
It's a 3.
A 3. Okay. All the other soldiers that are paying attention at this point go woo. None of them particularly do anything against you. But the attacked soldier, who's still got his hand on Carswell's shoulder, says, "Right, you and me outside now. We're going to sort this out like men. You can leave your
I'm going to
bird."
be like, flex! Where's the bed?
I'm just going to give him a light shove and say, "Piss off, mate. We're not interested in a fight."
Oh,
Right.
All right, so he's going to roll to attack you. He's roll to punch you. So, I used a dice and it worked because I rolled an 18.
Yeah, they hit.
Yeah, and you can take 2 points of punching damage.
Punching damage.
does the bartender say anything to this, or is he used to rough and tumble?
So you notice that the bartender's now looking very nervously to the other uniformed gentleman to see what happens next. And after he punches you, he says, "I said we take it outside. Don't be a chicken."
I'm going to walk up to Carswell and pat him on the back and cast guidance.
Thanks.
Off you go.
Screw it. I'll go outside.
Hey, can I give him bardic inspiration before he goes?
Yeah, there we go.
Only if you tell me what you shout out to him on his way out the door.
Just
And
kick
make
his
and
ass.
I'm telling you now, I'm giving you fair warning. Make it good. Make it inspiring.
Oodalally.
I would
My other book is
say,
yours.
I got nothing.
Crush him.
In that case, you had your chance. No bardic inspiration this time.
Oh, come on. You got to quote a line from the Water Boy.
No, I
H2O!
no.
You can do it!
No,
Just for the record, is that normal? Are people normally supposed to come up with something inspirational?
no, that's me.
It's something throwing something new at you.
Yeah, I'm testing,
Well, next time I will be prepared.
I'm testing your improv skills, and they woeful. So they go out and visit. What? Carswell was saying.
Sorry, Song. What did you give me when you touched me?
Oh, it's guidance.
I'm going to write down what Song gave you when she touched you.
I gave you guidance. It's just you can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to an ability check, so it's not.
Cool.
Yeah, I thought you might try to persuade him.
That was much better than my answer. I was going to say she gave you a stiffy when she touched you.
Okay, yeah, the family friendliness is gone.
If I was going to go for a persuasion, it would have been off the dice. So then that's it.
So you find yourself in the intersection of. Some of the soldiers are piled out as well, and they're all cheering, and they've got their beers in their hand, and they've got their cigars and their cigarettes, and they form a kind of a circle around you guys. And so what's going to happen is we're going to have a bit of a boxing match. And so we can have 3 rounds of boxing, Queensbury rules. And this will be a straight D20 roll. And at the end of 3 rounds, we'll work out damage. Okay? So get near your dice, Jezza.
See, now, here's how I'm looking at this situation, right?
You tell me, yeah.
If I were to beat this guy to a pulp and win, then it could ultimately go bad for us.
Okay.
And if I were to lose, they could just shrug this off and walk off. So
if you want to roll with disadvantage, you may.
You know what? I think I will, because
throw the fight.
Yeah, it's just
roll performance.
So roll D20 with disadvantage and tell me what you get.
I got a 10. I got a 10 and an 11. So 10.
Take a 10. All right. He rolled a 9. So you win the first round. That's nice. He will take. Your plan's working so well. He takes 4 damage. You give him you cut him nicely on his lip. If anything, the soldiers cheer even more. They like that. Ooh. Okay. So
okay.
roll again with disadvantage.
8.
An 8. What? Oh, okay. An 8. All right. He rolls a 3, so nice, well done. Your plan is spectacular. Even when you're trying to fail, you win.
Oh wow!
So he takes another 2 damage. So you smack him in the other side of the face, and we'll do the final one. So roll with disadvantage again, unless you want to roll with advantage. That's fine.
1.
Okay, I can't possibly fail.
Can't.
He rolls an 18, so he gets a nice hit on you. And he does you for 1 damage.
Okay.
And he dusts himself down and says, right, I think Anna has been satisfied. I don't want to see any of that sort of behaviour again. And you could tell your woman to keep her umbrella off me, or there's going to be much more than a couple of slaps next time, pal. You hear me? And all the soldiers cheer and whoop, and, he starts to dab his nose. Oh, he should have taken his shirt off. That would have been awesome. No, it's too late now. His moment's passed. I mean, he could take his shirt off. It's just embarrassing.
This is definitely not a G-rated clip.
No. Oh, no, he's got a nice body. It's at least PG. And so he walks back into the tavern, and the other soldiers file in. I noticed your colleagues didn't say they came in to watch you, so, nice to have that support there for you.
Did not care.
No.
Song's probably just standing there looking at the door and watching all the soldiers come back in going, ooh, until she finally sees Carswell come back in, I'm assuming.
Yeah, everyone comes back in, and you notice that the barkeepers are looking a lot more relieved now.
What else might he have been?
Would you like something to eat, Carswell?
That'll be appreciated.
I'll go place an order for some food.
It's
Nice.
I'll laugh and say thank you for defending one's honor and apologies, because I kind of did hit him.
That was fun.
My bad.
All good.
So you can order food. It's a fairly mid-range fare. You won't get nuggies and fries here, I'm afraid.
What?
You can ask, but
Is there a kids menu?
Chicken nuggets.
Ikor, go to the bar.
Yeah, if you want a kids menu, they do like cheese toasties. Okay.
Oh, I'll take one then.
Yep.
Make
Okay.
that two.
Oh my God, we found our level. They're all
Hey, cheese toasties are awesome.
okay. Yeah, these are pretty good. So you can have cheese toasties.
I have pepper on mine, please.
What,
Fancy.
like ground black pepper?
It's not the Ritz.
I was going to say, this is mid-range in 1898. You know, pepper would be an extra mark if you want.
Wow.
And the barkeep will come over and grind it on for you and then take the grinder back.
So we're all sitting around now.
Anyone find anything else out? Ikbo, how'd you go?
There's nothing in town that we are looking for.
Goes on tight.
Oh, there's another one coming.
No, I'm okay.
Okay. We'll continue.
So, is there any way for us to contact the professor to maybe gain some more information?
Telephone, you mean?
No, we don't have
Mobile.
telephones. No,
It would
can
take a while.
Song, send your bird.
I was about to say it would take a while. I have Animal Messenger.
Yeah, that
Can
would
Not
what's-
that bird, the other bird. The one outside, or the one on his
I
shoulder.
can
I don't know where he
conjure.
is.
I think I choose one. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even you're 3 days travel from Liberty City at best, and so
No.
a round trip would take at least, let's say, a week, including rest.
I'm thinking that one of our previous party members was able to send a message to someone else. I don't think
That was
anyone,
Wookiee.
That
Yeah.
was Wookiee.
I don't think anyone here can do so.
Oh.
Do they have telegrams?
There might be a telegraph office. There might be. I don't know. I haven't written it down on my list.
There is now.
It wasn't one of the 10. Maybe the wizard can.
Well, it notably, on your travel in when you're doing your perception rolls, you didn't notice any telegraph poles or wires. So that may
Yeah.
be. It's off the grid.
Well, I'm going to eat my food and then,
And then cry a little.
bed. Wait, where are we going to sleep?
Gregor very quickly answers, I sleep in the wagon, I say before. In back or wagon?
I'm sleeping on the floor.
Which
I
floor?
will
Which
go
floor
to my room, which I will conveniently leave unlocked. So if anybody is stealthy enough to make their way up without getting caught, you may sleep with wolves.
Which floor is Carswell sleeping on?
Oh, I'm going to pay the 25.
Oh, the extra service, yeah. So
Yeah,
you're showing Anais' room.
I'm just
Yeah,
going to put my bedroll under the covered wagon.
Okay, you can do that. And Igbo, you can probably fit anywhere really. So.
I have
We've
backpacking.
just started
right?
gossip amongst our team members.
Okay. So, do any of you, before you retire for the evening, wish to do anything else in the tavern that I've so awesomely created?
Ikor wants to try and find a drunk soldier that walks out to use the bathroom.
Sure. So, in this particular vignette, the bathrooms for the gentlemen are outside, up against the wall, in the alley.
In the dark.
So you do, after about an hour, you see a likely suspect in a grey uniform stagger out. He's got a cigar between his lips. He's swaying slightly. And if you're in any doubt before, he shouts loudly to his mates, I'm going for a pee! So you have this distinct impression he's probably going to go outside and urinate.
Yep.
And if he's lucky,
so I'll leave.
His pants off first.
Yeah, so I'll leave shortly after he does.
Yep, okay, you can do. Now, I want to ask you, I'll give you the opportunity. Do you wish to do so in a way that doesn't attract any attention?
No.
Okay, cool. Right. So you go outside and you wish to follow someone to watch them pee.
It's more
This is
waiting
not
for
the
him
way
to
I
finish.
expected this episode to go, I have to say, but
Waiting for him to finish and then start coming back.
Okay, I was going to say, if not, we might get a hell of a lot more subscribers. So yeah, you see the guy. You notice halfway through him ping, he drops his cigar, but he picks it up and puts it between his lips again.
Yep.
Ew.
It's all right. He pretty much wipes it. It's a little bit damp, but it'll be all right.
Yep.
And he basically hitches himself back up, pulls his pants, and starts heading back towards your direction.
Yep. So when he gets close enough, I'm going to pat my pockets, and then when he approaches me, I say, "Oh, sorry. Do you have another cigar?" I cannot find mine.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. Yeah. And he says, and he gets a cigar and says, yeah, there you go. There's one. You need a light as well?
Yes, please, friend.
And he takes the cigar back off. He puts it in his mouth and gets the other one.
Yep.
All right. I need another.
I need another pen.
Yeah. And as he's doing it, he's kind of like, this is harder than it looks. And eventually he kind of draws on it and he lights it.
Yep.
I take it you're used to smoking, Ichabod's used to smoking cigars?
Not a lot, but he's had them before.
All right, so he hands you his lit. Here you go. On the house, as they say.
Thank you, and I take a puff.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Mid-range tobacco. Yeah, mine. I don't know. Is yours okay? Because mine tastes a bit funny.
Yeah, mine seems fine.
Yeah. He says, yeah, try this.
No, thank you, friend. How about you try mine and see if mine's normal?
Okay. When he tries yours, it's like, oh yeah, that's better. Yeah, all right. And he gives you it back. And he pulls it, and it's like,
might just be a bad roll. Who knows?
Yeah, it probably is. Oh, mind you, I did drop it in some piss earlier. But it's all right. It tastes like it, but it's a smoke. You know, it'll be fine. Yeah.
I was wondering if you could help me. And again, my friend.
Okay.
I was looking for a mausoleum that I was told was in town, but I cannot seem to find one.
Just as you're doing this, because you're like 2 foot and 2.5 foot tall, isn't it?
Yes.
So he's gonna have to lean down to kind of talk to you. So I'm just gonna do a dex save with disadvantage.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to take the 6. So as you start talking, he kind of like leans down, and then he just kind of pushes forward and just crashes into the dirt. Oh no! Oh, the sergeant's going to kill me now. I'm bloody filthy. And he starts wiping himself down. His cigar's kind of like all smashed up into his face as well. He says,
Does he still have it in his mouth? Like, yeah.
yeah. It's in his mouth, just kind of like squashed to one
Still
side.
good.
It was no good anyway. And he just chucks it away. He says, so he's now sitting on the floor talking to you. He says, he's looking for a Mostralfilium.
Yes. The tombs where they bury the dead people, the big fancy ones.
Well, there's a cemetery at the end of the town. I haven't been there, but I hear it's full of awesome dead people.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
But I have been there myself actually, and I could not find what I was looking for.
Oh, maybe it's in the other cemetery.
There's another cemetery, is there?
No, I was just pulling your leg, pal.
Good one.
Stop giving us false hope, pal.
Oh, it's funny. Yeah.
But maybe you have not found one yet. How long have you been in town? Maybe you just haven't found one.
Oh, we've only been stationed here. Just got here a couple of days ago. We was in Jamestown previous.
So yes, you haven't been here long enough to find it. That's why.
No. Maybe there is another cemetery. Maybe it's me that's the fool. Imagine that.
Oh, impossible, my friend.
I know,
impossible.
right? I know. Oh, what must.
So what? Oh, because you're talking to me. I sit down with him.
He looks down again.
Okay. All right. I have to admit, I thought you were sitting down before. I'm gonna have to lay down to talk to you now if you're gonna sit down, right?
No, surely not. Just lay down is fine.
All right.
So what are you doing in town then?
Oh, we're stationed. We're garrisoned here. You know, we got special, like, I can't really tell you about it, but you know, yeah.
Well, no, I don't know if you can't tell me about it.
Okay, well, I can tell you that I can't tell you about it. Yeah.
Fair enough then.
Yeah. Well, that was a fun conversation.
It really was. I hope you had a nice trip.
Oh yeah. Well, I suppose I better get back up now and see if I can make it back into the. Well, the sergeant's going to kill me. I've got bloody mud all over my uniform now.
Oh, that's okay. I won't tell a soul.
Can you smell something on that mud?
I walk off.
Oh.
I walk off.
Oh, okay. All right. It might just be me, but it does smell like pee. So you go back in. You go back in the saloon, and
Yep, and I'm still with my cigar.
Sorry.
And I've still got my cigar.
Yeah, it's not a bad one, to be honest. You've had worse.
Yep.
So the local population start to thin out a bit. A few of the soldiers go, but not all of them. Some of them. The table of four is still pretty rowdy, and their language is quite harsh for ladies' ears. It has to be said. They're not very well behaved. But the tavern keeper, the barkeep, seems to tolerate it. Yeah. Your drunk pal comes back in as well, but after about half an hour, he goes again.
Yep.
Okay, want to do anything else? Or are you going to go to bed?
Good.
Bedtime?
Bedtime.
All right. So you all head to your respective bedding areas.
Can we bed and then roll for our hit point? Hypothetically?
Well, I suppose technically, if nothing happens during the night. So it's about 11 o'clock, and the barkeep sort of like rings a bell and says, "All right, out you go, like, you know, come on, you know the rules." And for those of you who don't know the rules are you got to go now. Unless you've got a room, you've got a room, and you've paid for a room. The rest of you got to go now. That's the rules. Thank you. That was the end.
I paid for a room as well. I'm with them.
You didn't pay me.
Yes, I did.
When?
With them, like I put the money on the counter with the lady.
Did you?
Yes.
I'm asking as Phil now, not as the boss. Wow, you did that really well. I'm gonna roll insight with disadvantage because I'm a disadvantage.
Yeah, I was like, no, you didn't.
No, he didn't.
I tell you what, I'll take the 6 and not the natural 20. So as long as you can beat that, then yeah.
Deception will be a 12.
Yeah, that's fine. It says, yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, off you go then. Yeah, the rest of you have to go out now. Go on.
Yeah, I head out.
Song is on her own with Gregor.
Yeah, I'm under the wagon.
So not on her own then. You can't be on your own with someone.
Yeah, they're both on their own.
I meant out of us, out of the.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
So my understanding of the sleeping arrangements is that Song is on the ground under the wagon and Gregor's on top.
Yes.
In the wagon.
In the wagon.
In the wagon.
Gregor seems to be the guy that's always on top anyway.
So, all right. So you go to your rooms, you go to bed. The night proceeds fairly well. Nothing particularly disturbing happens. However, at about 3 o'clock, you are woken by a loud clanking noise, the roaring of furnaces, and the ground shakes. So like this. And yeah, that's what happens.
Ikor wakes and startles with a scream.
Okay.
That's
How does he scream? Go on, do it.
Yeah, you have to do it now.
Ah!
Very good. Yeah.
Perfect.
That was very good. That was a very good Ikbo scream. And then what? You go back to sleep?
No, I wake up because of my backstory that actually affects me.
Okay, all right. Anybody else wake up or do anything?
I wouldn't be able to go back to sleep with that.
Okay.
Especially
I wake up, and since I went to bed with the crossbow, is it a crossbow or a longbow?
I don't know. You tell me.
It is a longbow.
Bow.
That's not going to work in that case. I have a dagger. I'm just going to literally sit up and be like, who did it?
All right. Hopefully nobody was standing close to you.
Carswell,
were you standing close to Anais when that happened?
No, he was lying next to her.
I was on the ground. My reaction was to kind of like partially sit up in the same motion, grab rifle, cock around, and then just look around the room. And all I can see is Ikbo sitting up,
Really?
startled like a girl.
scream.
Pretty much.
Startled?
Pretty much.
No, I feel we have to explore what you think that looks like.
Especially since there are two, female of the persuasions in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. What does startled like a girl look like, Carswell? Or Jezza, I should say.
I don't know.
There. I didn't make you cry, but I got to the truth. You didn't know what you said. So you see, we can gather that you saw Ikbo sit up startled. Full
Yes.
stop. There we go. Doing my bit to save society.
He's breathing fairly heavily. His eyes are pretty wide.
Okay.
Okay.
Does this noise or movement happen again?
It's something that happens, and for about 5 minutes it continues to happen, but it gets softer and the vibrations get less.
Where is it coming from?
Remind me, does our room have a window?
I'm outside.
Okay, well, it doesn't come that close to the outside, but roll me, Song, you can roll me perception.
So
While she's doing that, Phil, does our room have a window?
Yes.
While she's rolling, I'm going to scramble and crawl out of the bed, jump to the window and see if I can open it and see anything.
Yes, you can open it and you can look out. It's dark, it's nighttime. I'm going to go back to Song first, though, because you are
15.
15, okay. You would assume that you have a pretty good idea that the noise and the movement's coming from the stockade area.
I frown.
Nobody sees it.
Furnace and clanking of metal. Ugh.
Yeah. Anais, I'm going to say that your bedroom window faces roughly that direction. And so you will see from your vantage point, the colossal clanking tripod is now moving away. You see that there's you don't see because it's dark, but you do see sparks every so often, and embers flying out of where you presume that the chimney things were earlier, which is part of the pod, which just sits atop the legs. It seems
War
to be...
of the World stuff.
Yeah, kind of.
Steampunk War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
I will be like, Carswell, Ikbo, come to the window. You need to see this.
Gonna move to the window and stand next to Anais. Can Ikbo? This is not a.
Is this a height joke?
It's not a height joke. I'm simply just going to say, is Ikbo? Ikbo, are you able to see out the window, the height of the window?
When you turn around, Ikbo hasn't moved from his seated position. He's still staring straight ahead.
Can Ikbo see out the window because he's tiny like a girl?
Ikbo, get your ass over here.
He doesn't respond.
I just ignore then, and I look out the window, and Anais, what in God's name are we looking at?
Well, you'd see what Anais is looking at, which is what I've described.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what it is. I'm asking. She maybe know.
I'm going to say I've got no idea. Can we see the wagon from our window?
No, it's around the other side of the...
Okay. We need to find the others.
I've probably wandered towards the direction of the sound to see what is causing it. Yeah, so you probably see Song down.
We can definitely have you get out and what we call in the trade of split the party. So you walk out onto the street. Despite the clanking and the commotion, nobody else is out on the street, except you can see outside the stockade. There's a grouping of soldiers, but they're on foot. And you also see that there are some other soldiers, presumably called cavalry, because they're on horses. There's about 20 of them in total. So let's say 10 infantry and 10 horse people.
Are they on the move?
They're called centaurs, horse people.
Yeah, no. Not in this world, it's not. They are on the move. They appear to be following. You can now see that the tripod figure is moving slowly, but, well, you wouldn't want it to move fast, let's put it that way. Each of its stride, you would estimate, covers about 20 foot.
Is it going north?
It's no. So at the moment, it's heading south, but it is kind of turning, and so it's turning around to the east at this moment in time, and obviously the troops are following.
Ugh. I'm just gonna go back to the well. First, I guess I'll turn around, look up at the window, and be like, "Oh, hey guys." going back to the wagon now. And I guess I'll probably just, I wouldn't be able to go back to sleep with that sound going, but as soon as it dissipates, I guess I will try and get some more sleep.
Sure. So, I mean, obviously the sound dissipates the further the tripod goes. And so you can see it banking around. It disappears behind the cemetery and the other buildings. However, it's very tall, so you can still see the top of it. Until it goes, like, obviously you're standing next to the tavern, the saloon, so even at that angle you can't see, but you will assume that it's now heading north.
And Anais is going to turn to Carswell and say, last time soldiers left that dramatically there was a bloodbath. Do you think we should check on the current regiment?
Because there were blue soldiers in this town, weren't there?
There was certainly evidence there were blue soldiers in the saloon, so.
Okay. It probably wouldn't hurt. We're not going to get much sleep tonight.
We need someone sneaky. And she looks back at Ikor, who looks sort of comatose still.
Can I walk up to Igbo and I'm not going to kick him. I'm just going to kind of shove him.
Nudge him ferociously with his foot.
Yes. An earnest
footing.
a short and sudden poke with the toe end of a boot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With
not
force.
kick.
No, not kick. That's for commoners.
I'm not doing it in a malicious way. It's more just
Thank God for that.
try and get him out of his funk.
If any experience has taught us anything, is that when Carswell does things maliciously, he misses.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so you tickle him with your toe. Is Igbo's funk broken? That's what the whole crowd want to know now.
He would respond to physical contact, yes.
Okay.
And sort of, what do you want?
Igbo.
Go away.
But no, you remember how last time we were at the mines, the grey soldiers took out all the blue soldiers?
Yeah, that's war.
Yeah, well, I think
In a
it's
way.
happening.
When they're on the same team suites, it's not war, that's genocide.
We think it's happened again because all the grey soldiers, all the soldiers, grey soldiers have just taken up and started leaving town.
At this point, the GM will step outside the game and says, Carswell did not see the colours of the uniforms before. It was dark. It's nighttime.
We've assumed, but that's okay. That's fine.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, moving.
That's my bad. Sorry. I'm just going to simply say, look, we can make out that there is a large group of soldiers and that weird tripod thing leaving town.
Okay.
Do you want to sneak up to the garrison and see if anything is happening?
Not particularly.
Anais!
What is Igbo's mood at this present state? Like, is he still freaked out? Like, what's going on?
You can tell he's not himself. Like, you can definitely tell there's something bugging him. But as he says, like, not particularly, I do get up and I do walk out of the room.
Okay. I'm going to say, let's go find Song. So off we go to find Song.
Okay, so you go downstairs. What belongings do you take with you?
I don't think I had anything with me. We didn't. The door doesn't really lock, so I wouldn't have left it. I wouldn't have brought anything up. It'd be in the wagon.
Okay.
Yeah, I just have my usual satchel bag and my rifle.
Yep. All right. So you go down the stairs and you meet Song, who's standing outside the wagon.
Ikbo walks past and goes to the is it the temple, the shrine?
The
Temple.
temple of the All Faith Temple.
I'm going to look to Song and say, from your revelations last time, groups of soldiers leaving in a hurry is not good for the health of the existing soldiers. So I would probably suggest that we go check and see what has occurred.
It was soldiers arriving in a hurry that did it last time. So maybe they've already taken out.
Okay, while you three do that, I'm just going to go to Ikbo, who's at the temple of the All Faith Temple. What do you want to do?
Just put down a coin and do a prayer for my belief system.
Okay. Do you expect any particular outcome?
No, he's just doing it for his own peace of mind.
Okay. All right. You do so, and you do feel strangely a little bit more peaceful after doing so. Or a little bit, not peaceful, calm. A bit more of an inner calm about you, like your normal self.
Yeah.
So, okay. Are you then going to go back to the group?
Yes.
Okay. So you go back to the group. There's obviously Carswell, Anais, and Song outside. You hear snoring from within the and Ikbo is joined with you again.
Hi, Ikbo. Where did you go? You're right.
Yeah, I'm fine. I am fine. It is no matter where I am. We are going to the camp, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Good. And I make my way towards the camp. Follow me, friends.
Okay.
So, before we leave, I'm going to pop the umbrella top off, and I want to be holding my sword. I don't want to be going to this blind.
I'm going to grab my bag and stuff out of the wagon.
Carswell, what do you want?
May I ask a question? So when we were traveling in the wagon before, we all rolled this is out of character. We all rolled hit dice for
short rest. Yeah.
So were we able to roll again for last night's rest?
No, you haven't had a long rest yet.
Okay. So cool.
No. Somebody annoyingly woke you up before that minimum period of requirement was needed. So Ikbo is walking stridently off towards the stockade. Anybody going with him?
Yeah.
Yep. Carswell?
Yep.
Anais?
Yes.
So you all walk in about 5 minutes. You reach the stockade entrance. The gates are closed.
What type of lock?
You see no outwardly visible lock. So the stockade is made of nice and juicy and healthy looking logs from recently killed trees.
It makes me unhappy.
Yes, that was what I was aiming for. So
I don't know where you were going with the nice and juicy sort of thing.
Is the log orientation vertical or horizontal?
Vertical. And they've been sharpened to points at the top.
Yep.
And there's big double gates made of wood, strapped with iron bars to keep the wood together. But it doesn't appear to be it's not like a normal house door with a lock in it. It's like two big double doors.
And no one's stationed outside?
No.
Carswell, come here.
I'm gonna walk up to Ikbo. What's going on?
I climb up here and then jump over the fence.
Well, I mean the logs would be probably about 15 foot tall.
Okay, I start climbing.
Okay, so roll me an athletics check then.
Athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics.
You gonna flip up there?
Okay, so 7 on the dice, -1 is 6. With 23 luck, that'll be 29.
Yeah, you easily do it. So you scramble up the logs and you reach the top. So as you look, obviously you're between two of the spiky logs. Probably about 3 feet underneath you, there's a platform of wood that goes all the way around the top level of the stockade. In the middle, in traditional stockade style, is like an open space. There's also a flagpole with the Edisonian flag. Actually, no, I'm going to be accurate. The flag is not flying because obviously it would have been taken down at last post. However, you do see that there are soldiers in there. So I want you, now I'm going to roll for I'm going to roll for perception. See if
Okay.
anyone noticed you come up. And I'm going to roll with disadvantage because you're small and dark looking and it's nighttime, so I'll give you that benefit. I rolled a 13 and a 4, so I'll take the 4. So nobody at this moment in time has seen you.
Yep.
Do you see?
Guards. I thought they were left, Song.
I will roll perception again if you're going to be talking over the edge of the, because obviously she's everyone else is at least 15 foot away from you, so whispering is not going to do it.
So what do you mean 15 feet away? I thought the fence
You're 15
was...
feet up.
Yeah, you're 15 feet above them, so that's
yeah.
15 foot in
Yeah.
distance. So I'll again roll with disadvantage, and I will take the natural 1.
Yep.
So you get an attack of opportunity. No, you don't. You get a whisper of opportunity, but at this moment they haven't heard you whispering to each other.
Yep. So from my vantage point,
Do you see a mausoleum?
Oh my god!
Are they-
Look at that mausoleum.
Are they dead or alive?
what is the layout inside the encampment? So, like, is it like typical guards, like sentry duty? Is it like a bloodbath?
No, they're all alive. It seems
Yep.
relatively normal to you. There's oil lamps inside giving, dim light to certain areas. It's mostly open space. Let's say that the fort is about 100 feet square. And within that stockade, there are small buildings set into the corners. So, there looks to be small buildings up against some of the walls. And presumably they may be buildings underneath the platform you're standing on too.
Yep.
But yeah, you do see soldiers and they appear to be distinctly alive.
Yep. Interesting. Okay.
Also, from your vantage point, you will see in the distance the tripod making its way slowly and the soldiers and horses following behind.
Yep. Would I be able to see how many people are roughly outside in the courtyard here?
Yeah, you could probably see about 4. And they appear to be... roll me perception, please.
25.
Yeah, so you can make out from the dim lamplight that the soldiers you can see appear to be wearing the blue uniforms. They have rifles slung over their back and they're wearing coats because it's quite cold, so they're wearing their greatcoats.
Yep.
But nothing appears to be amiss.
Okay. I'm going to... part of me wants to jump down, but Ikbo's going to climb down.
Yep, okay. You can just do me an athletics roll.
You're a dragonborn warlock. You would just faceplant.
Yeah, you would. You do that from 5 foot away, though.
15.
15, that's fine. So your descent isn't as slick as your ascent. However, you get back down absolutely fine.
So everything is normal inside there. The people inside are the blue people. They are friendly, as it
They
were.
don't apparently kill all of them then.
There was no battle inside.
So maybe what happened at the mine was a one-off at this present.
Or maybe it was just so top secret they didn't even want their own side knowing about it. Let's have just killed them all.
Either that or the Blues had gone rogue and sided with the mine manager. It's a bit hard to tell, but at least they're alive. But that doesn't help us with our goal of finding a mausoleum. So is this a puzzle we really want to solve?
Do we want to go back? Heaven forbid, do you want to go back to the cemetery and search? We didn't really search it last time.
I think Ikbo did.
Yeah, there was no... Our name was not there.
Okay.
Henry is not there. And there is definitely no mausoleum or crypts or anything to that establish.
There is a bookstore in town. Perhaps there might be something on the families available here. That being said, nobody recognized the name. So if it was a family, then they haven't been here. This sucks.
We need
What
to
was
get
the name
this
of the
done.
professor? What was the name of the professor again?
Ikbo's only...
It is Professor
Langstrom.
Langstrom.
We could ask that him.
Ikbo's only thought is seeing this wizard, see if he is a diviner of sorts at best.
And if not, maybe he could provide services of sending a message and receiving one for us.
With haste.
Do we
Maybe
know?
not at 3 o'clock in the morning, though.
Probably not.
About 3:30 now.
Wild theory.
Catch it. Sorry.
Could there be a chance that Professor Langstrom is not his actual name?
You mean?
Maybe.
Or do you mean the one we're looking for? That's Henry McCoy. Professor Langstrom
Well,
was the guy who asked us to find him.
Let's say Professor Langstrom is Henry McCoy and we're looking for a Langstrom.
From the names that I looked at in the cemetery, were any of those Langstrom?
No.
Still no cigar.
He says, finishing his cigar.
That's your thing.
A long cigar which he slept with.
Yeah, Ikbo's now addicted to cigars.
Don't sleep with cigars.
So drop it.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
Okay.
Ikbo,
I'm not discarding it. We can follow it up, but 3 o'clock in the morning or 3:30 in the morning is maybe perhaps not a productive time to do this. So
Let's go back to sleep.
Back to sleep.
Okay, yep. You head back to the tavern. You're standing outside the tavern. What do you guys do?
While we're heading back, has anybody at all come to find out what that noise was, or is everything...
Everything is as quiet as the grave.
As in suspiciously quiet, as in like, in the West and when the bad people rock up, all the shutters shut mysteriously?
I don't know. It's 3:30 in the morning. I mean, it's not unusual for a small town like this to be very quiet at 3:30 in the morning.
All right. So nothing's pinging our radar.
I don't know. It depends what
Can
your
I
radar...
investigate to see if anything is pinging my
It
radar?
depends what your radar is pinging for. Let's put it that way.
I'm trying to see if there's a general sense of unease or fear from what we have just witnessed.
From whom?
The townsfolk.
The townsfolk.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Maybe this is a usual occurrence. They know what it is by now.
But then we've got questions to ask in the morning. But again, I'm not sure if this is something we want to follow up on. This has got nothing to do with our...
This was supposed to be easy. We were supposed to come here, fill up the suit, get back, get our money, so I can go home.
Uh-huh.
Let us sleep on it.
Yep. So where are you going to sleep?
Back under the wagon.
Okay, so you climb under the wagon and you...
Gregor's still snoring.
There is no sound from above.
I'm going to poke my head in to the covered wagon.
There is no Gregor there.
I'm going to run back before they go inside. Guys. Gregor's gone.
What?
Gregor's gone.
Anais is going to walk to the what's it called? The wagon carriage bob. Can I investigate to see if I can see signs of struggle, bloodshed, volunteer evacuation, etc.?
Yep, you can roll perception or investigation with advantage.
Excellent. Investigation. Okay.
Glad I took my stuff with me.
Okay. Whoa, wow. I'm glad that advantage was there. Oh, not that it matters. 6.
6? Wow.
Total. With advantage. Otherwise, it would be like 2.
If Ikbo also does it by your rules, it'll just be a straight roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ikbo would like to also investigate to see if there was a sign of a struggle.
Yeah, go
on. Investigation 15.
15. So you notice, okay, let me list what you notice then. You notice that there's no signs of any struggle. You also notice that your horse isn't there.
Ass.
No, it was a horse. I'm going to give myself an inspiration point for that. Remind me, the small metal cylinder, where was that being kept?
Ikbo's pocket.
And I've got the suit in my backpack.
Mm-hmm.
Which you left under the cart when you came.
No, I took my bag with me.
Oh.
Yeah. Igbo, you can roll me investigation on yourself.
6.
You pat your pockets down and you notice that there's something missing.
Ikbo
I can't locate object.
Ikbo struggles to see how this is possible because, like, it's in a lockbox, so the whole box would have to be missing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, God damn it! I can't find it if it's in the box.
Yeah. The lockbox is not with you.
Ikbo's trying to think back to when Gregor actually went near him to touch, and I don't recall him like touching me when we were drinking.
You don't.
Yeah, but the soldier did.
No, he didn't.
No.
Didn't you lean over and then you went and touched him? Or you gave him the cigarette?
Yeah, but he didn't. Ikbo is very confused as to how he lost this because, like,
It's magical. Just go with it.
Damn, there's the box.
that's the only way it's possible.
Wait, have you told us that yet?
No.
Okay. Well, I have all my stuff. Anais, is all your stuff still in the wagon?
She's going to stick her head in and DM, is all her stuff still in the wagon?
Yeah.
Yes.
Carswell, did you leave anything in here?
No, I keep all my. I have minimal possessions, and they're all with me.
Ikbo?
Ikbo's pride.
Song.
Ikbo's pride would say yes, he has everything. Ikbo's just too proud to admit that he's lost it.
So all we've lost is Gregor then?
Yes.
And our horse.
Yeah.
Like a pencil file.
So we've investigated the inside of the wagon. Is there any
Tracks.
tracks leading away from the wagon?
Off blue or grey fibres mysteriously placed.
Fingerprints.
You can roll me. So what are you looking for? Tracks?
Which way the horse went?
Well,
Did he leave a note saying I went this way?
you can roll. Somebody can roll me investigation with disadvantage because lots of people come and go, and horses come and go from the yard as well. So,
well, what the way I'm looking at it is, while there's a lot of footprints, Gregor's would assumedly be the last one, so his would be noticeable on top of everything.
that's why I'm allowing you to search, but it's still
okay. No, fair enough. And what was it?
Investigation.
Oh. Does anyone want to do that? Because
did you fail?
No, it's not that. It's, I know if I've got 0 to add.
No.
Same.
No one's going to be better. I
got +1s.
I got +3, but I don't think it's going to help. I'm rolling low.
I'm going to do it anyway.
Burn some luck. Burn some luck.
So I got a 20 and an 8.
Boom!
You can take the 8.
Oh, disadvantage.
Where's my luck? Luck.
Cluck, said the chicken.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I'm going to use 5 luck.
Yep.
13.
Yeah, that's not going to do it. You see hoof marks and you see other marks, but you can't tell which ones are which, especially because it's dark.
I'm going to run out into the street and cast locate object on Gregor's shirt, bag. What does Gregor wear?
His shirt.
Tunic.
He normally wears pants for,
So it's not like Winnie the Pooh then.
No, that's right. What's the range on locate object?
30 feet.
And no, he's not within 30 feet of you.
God damn it. Wait, was it 30 feet?
Surely it's more than that.
No, I think it's 1,000
Like
feet.
1,000.
Oh, it's way more. 1,000 feet.
So what's the point of 30 feet?
I know. I was looking at something else before.
You get a faint glimmer, but it soon disappears.
What?
Where did it ping? North, south, east, west?
That would be north.
Was it where that thing went?
I'm getting a ping from the direction where the tripod went. Why would he go after the tripod?
What does Gregor do anything?
Well, that's rather harsh.
I hate this bear.
Unfortunately, Anais feels very attached to the bear, so any other one of you she'd leave behind in a heartbeat, but she likes that bear, so she's going for the bear.
I could turn into a horse and somebody could ride with me.
Where is that?
How long can you? Well, you can pull a wagon. How long?
I can. Yeah, I'll pull the wagon. Go on.
How long can you be a horse for?
8 hours. No, way less. 2 hours? 1 hour? Hang
Yeah,
on.
2 hours per shift.
This
As
you-
wild
Well,
shit. 3
technically we
hours
haven't-
now. It's 3 hours now.
And we haven't had our long rest yet, so if you time it correctly, you can do like 12 hours.
Yeah.
As you're making all these preparations, a voice comes from the shadows behind you and says, "Wow, you guys are royally screwed."
Who are you?
Anais is going to whip around and stick a sword up, like, what the hell was that?
And a figure steps out from the shadow, and she appears to be a fairly tall elf with long auburn hair and wearing very fine clothing. And you have a distinct feeling you've seen this woman before.
She
Do I recognize it from the train?
The
Yes,
train?
you
Oh.
Sorry.
do. That's a classic Carswell moment.
The elf from the train who took off with the engine.
Yeah. So I you said something and I missed it.
Is this not the same one who, like, charisma'd her way past Carswell?
Yes.
Excellent.
And we're going to leave it there for today on that little minor bombshell or two. So that was fun. Not so much fighting, although we had a little bit of fisticuffs. But yeah, I was planning for you to do a lot more interrogation and exploration in the town. That would have told you a lot more about what the soldiers were going to do. But,
fucking
yeah, and
And we're recording, so well done on that F drop there, by the way.
And that's like the third one now, so
it's not often that Bo explodes, but there we go.
I was going to do it on camera. Well, I know I can't do it on camera so I'll wait for the podcast or the chapter to end, and then I'll do it because it can just get blocked out.
Okay, so I can't wait for that. So I'm going to say thank you for watching episode 12. I hope you enjoyed that, something a bit different. My name's Phil. I've been the Games Master and a silly little bear called Gregor. And I'd like you, obviously, to like and comment down below. And we'd love you to subscribe. We need 5 more subscribers. And then I'm going to do a special one-off with these 4 fine fettled folk here. That wasn't easy to say. And I will go around in order this time. Jezza, I'm going to come to you to your sign-off.
Yeah. G'day. I'm Jez. Play Carswell Thorn. Who had fisticuffs tonight?
Absolutely did. Absolutely did. And we're going to go to Kirra.
Hi, I'm Kirra. Thank you for watching. Apologies for the swear words. There were a couple, my bad. And thank you for watching, and we'll speak to you soon.
Cool. Thank you. We're going to go to Alyce, who didn't swear.
Alyce and Song of the River signing off. That was interesting. I hope I'm not going to have to be a beast of burden for the next 12 hours.
You get to pull a wagon.
Maybe the entire campaign, the way it's going. Thank you, Alyce. And finally to Stuart.
Hi, I'm Stuart. I play Ikor von Kirby, the Kobold Rogue, and thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, all, and we'll see you very again soon, which I anticipate will be episode 13, which, as it stands, will be season 1 finale. So somebody's going to die, or are they? Well, let's find out. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you all next time. Thank you. Bye.